Bobby Kennedy Jr. exposes just how much Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci will benefit from a vaccine. I'm Josh Bernstein, filling in for Gary Francine, the Next News Network. Now, before we get to that story, folks, remember, Next News has been heavily censored, been taken out of suggested videos, so please do us a favor. Make sure you're still subscribed, you're getting notifications, and of course, if you're new to the channel, please check out the newsletter in the description below.
Before we go further, everyone is working from home right now, telecommuting, and VPN security is now required more than ever. With more hackers and identity thieves on the prowl, if you don't have a VPN, now is the time to get one. Virtual Shield has the easiest and fastest VPN on the market, and they offer a free 30-day trial. Yes, go to virtualshield.com, and you can get it at the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Download the Virtual Shield free 30-day trial, install it, click connect, and once connected, your IP address will be different than it was before. Virtual Shield is offering a special 50% off all VPN plans, so hit the link below to get yours now. Now, back to the news.
Now, let's get to your story here. According to Jim Hoft and the Gateway Pundit, Bobby Kennedy Jr., the son of the late former U.S. Attorney General and the nephew of the late President John F. Kennedy, is warning that the world of the perils of vaccinations. He claims the push for more vaccines is all about the money. Bobby Kennedy Jr. was on a podcast this past week when he dropped some bombs about the perils of vaccinations. Go and roll this clip.
Not only that, they don't have to test it. And in fact, they have an incentive not to test it, because the only way that you can get sued under the Vaccine Act is if you can show that the company knew of an injury and didn't list it on their manufacturer's insert. So it's an incentive for them to know as little about the product as possible. And then you can't sue them. And then there's no market force to keep them in check, to get them, they could say safe, because the vaccine is mandated for 78 million kids. So the industry got together, these manufacturers said to themselves, holy cow, now we have a product that has no liability, and that's the biggest cost for drugs. The second to biggest cost after drug development. So they said, number one, we don't have to test it. That's a huge cost avoided. Number two, there's no liability. That's the biggest cost avoided. Number three, there's no marketing or advertising cost because it's going to be mandated. So that's another cost. So this was just like printing money. And if you can get a vaccine on the CDC's recommended schedule, it averages about $1 billion annually in profit, pure profits for your company. So when I was a kid, I got 3 vaccines. I was fully compliant. Today's kids get 72 vaccines. And the reason it went up was all money. It had nothing to do with curing disease. And the big change happened in 1989.
Then Kennedy shared the money and connections between Dr. Fauci, or as I like to call him, Dr. Falsey, and the Gates Foundation. Here's another clip. Go ahead and roll it.
And a scientist named Judy Mikovits devised a way of taking the HIV virus, taking the protein sheet from the HIV virus, packing it with a virus, another virus, and then delivering it through a vaccine. And it very efficiently reaches, your all of the organs that it needs to reach in order to give you immunity, supposedly. Well, Tony Fauci fired Judy Mikovits, and he somehow ended up owning that patent. And that patent is now being used by some of these companies. We don't know how many, but we know of at least one that is using it to make vaccines for the coronavirus.
Which company are you talking about, Bob? Which company?
Tony Fauci will be able to cash in not only that, but the vaccine that he made the deal for Moderna, which is going to be the first vaccine, and Gates is invested in that vaccine. That company has a 50-50 split with Tony Fauci's agency, the National Institute for Allergic Diseases. So Fauci's agency will collect half the royalties on that vaccine, and there's no limit for how much the agency can collect. So this is this is a business for these guys, and they shouldn't be regulating it. They're not regulators; they're part of it. This isn't a captured industry. This is a subsidiary of the pharmaceutical industry.
The connections between Fauci and Gates and the alleged money that they will make with a vaccine for the coronavirus is absolutely stunning. Look, the WHO, the World Health Organization, the National Institute of Health, I believe the CDC, and of course the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have all been hacked, okay? You should know all that because you saw the interview on Next News Network with Jason Bursma, I think his name is. He was excellent, by the way, a lot of information. But that information, when it starts to kind of trickle out and come out, which hopefully that it will, I think it's going to expose a lot of interesting information. There's no question that Dr. Fauci is definitely someone connected to Bill Gates. We know that he was part of the global vaccine plan. He was working alongside the former WHO Director General, which was Margaret Chan, with Bill Gates. And, that's another reason why Dr. Fauci was against hydroxychloroquine, because he knows that it's effective. And therefore, because it's effective, he doesn't want to use it and doesn't want people to use it because why? Because he wants the money from a vaccine. It's pretty clear, unfortunately. And look, I know President Trump has said he's not going to fire Dr. Fauci or Falsey. And I understand why, because politically I think it would be damaging for him, unfortunately. But we all know the truth, and we understand that probably President Trump knows the truth as well. But there's not much that he can do about it right now, unfortunately. So we'll see how this works out. But what's sad about this is that little tyrant is probably going to make tons and tons of money from a vaccine. And we all know sunlight and humidity and hydroxychloroquine and washing your hands and not touching your face, all these things are helping get rid of this virus. And again, this pandemic, or chandemic, as I've been calling it, is something that was created in China by the Chinese, and they need to be held responsible. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. Give us a like, give us a share. Continue to watch the Next News Network. I'm Josh Bernstein, filling in for Gary Franchi. If you want to learn more about me, check out The Josh Bernstein Show on YouTube, and now also streaming on Roku TV. And we'll see you on the next report.
Thank you for watching that report. Security warnings were published by the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency for companies and IT staffers to set up systems to enable security against outside threats. So now's the time to take their advice. Due to the recent pandemic of COVID-19, Virtual Shield wants to extend a Customer Appreciation Month to everyone and offer 50% off all VPN plans and all premium add-ons, including Protection Plus, Residential Access, and VIP Performance plans for as low as a cost of a cup of coffee. So sign up today for a free 30-day trial to Virtual Shield VPN and see what all the hype's about. You have nothing to lose. All you got to do is go to hidewithgary.com, or you can go to the Apple App Store, you can go to the Google Play Store, download the Virtual Shield free 30-day trial, install it, click connect, and once connected, your IP address will now be different than it was before. So sign up for a free 30-day trial to Virtual Shield VPN at hidewithgary.com and see what all the hype's about. You have nothing to lose at all. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thanks for watching the Next News Network. Tap here to subscribe to the channel to get the latest news and alerts. Tap here to watch our latest breaking news and our top stories. Tap here for our latest featured interviews. And make sure you tap here to get in on the new podcast, the G-Cast, with my wife Angie and I. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.